Hey everyone, what's up? You've probably noticed that the world is a melting pot of cultures, right? Each place has its own quirks and rules, some very different from what we're used to. Imagine this, you're there, planning your dream trip, and you find out that something you do every single day is forbidden. Well, to keep you from making a mistake like that, I've put together a special video with 10 banned items around the world that will leave you speechless. So let's go! Let's start our list with an item that always causes controversy: high heels. In Greece, those powerful heels are banned in some archaeological sites like the famous Oracle of Delphi. And you know why? To protect these historical relics from the effects of time. Picture this, thousands of tourists going up and down the ancient ruins with their stilettos. It's cracking stone, peeling mosaics, a real mess. So, if you're planning a trip to ancient Greece, you already know. Go for comfort and leave the heels to rock on other occasions. No one wants to be known as the tourist who destroyed a historical monument because of high heels, right? Leaving Greece and landing in France, the land of fancy cuisine, mouth-watering croissants and banned ketchup? That's right, you heard that right. Ketchup is persona non grata in French schools. The measure, shall we say peculiar, aims to protect the refined palate of young French people and prevent the taste of traditional cuisine from being contaminated, or rather overshadowed by ketchup. It's as if the French were saying, "Mon Dieu, we will never allow the exquisite taste of a good ratatouille to be tainted by this industrialized paste." So what do you think of this law? Is ketchup really a threat to French cuisine, or is it just a matter of taste? Tell me in the comments. Get ready for a time travel, but we're not talking about ancient Greece, but North Korea. The country is famous for controlling everything, including the looks of its citizens. And believe me, I'm not talking about clothes, but haircuts. In North Korea, scissors and hair creativity are controlled with an iron fist by the government. No showing up at the salon with a picture of the trendy cut or inventing a different hairstyle. Style options are limited to a government-approved list, and believe me, there's nothing modern or cool about it. Forget the colorful highlights, the asymmetrical cuts, and the cool bangs. The justification: maintaining social order and avoiding the influence of corrupting Western cultures. So if you're thinking of taking a stroll through North Korea, you'd better go with your hair done, or rather, within North Korean standards. What if you are mistaken for a hair revolutionary and get into trouble, right? Attention, gamers on duty. In Greece, playing video games in public was cause for trouble, or rather, a fine. For quite some time, handheld consoles and online gaming were banned from Greek public spaces. The measure was intended to combat gambling, but ended up affecting game lovers. Imagine this, you're there, enjoying a sunny day at the Acropolis, when you decide to have that little game on your cell phone. Suddenly, a policeman appears and fines you for breaking the law. Fortunately, this law has been repealed. But has Greece learned to love video games, or was this just a truce in the war against pixels? Only time will tell. If you're the type who leaves your car covered in dust and only washes it when it rains, you'd better rethink your habits before traveling to Japan. In the land of the rising sun, cleanliness is taken seriously, and that includes the cars that drive on the country's spotless streets. Forget dusty cars, full of fingerprints, and with the interior looking like a dumpster. In Japan, having a dirty car is synonymous with sloppiness and can even get you a fine. Taxis, buses, and trains are also spotlessly clean and organized, giving the feeling that you are entering an almost hospital environment. So, if you're planning a trip to Japan, include a cleaning kit for your car in your suitcase. After all, no one wants to be seen as the sloppy tourist who tarnished the country's clean reputation, right? Get ready to dive into a sea of crystal clear water, white sand, and dress restrictions. In the Maldives, going topless is forbidden. The practice, common on European beaches, is frowned upon in the Maldives. The ban, based on religious and cultural precepts, aims to preserve local customs and avoid culture shock with more liberal tourists. So if you dream of tanning without tan lines, you'd better cross the Maldives off your list, unless you're willing to wear the top of your bikini. After all, no one wants to be deported from paradise because of a topless, right? If you're a fan of costume parties, get ready to learn about a law that will leave you masked in sadness. In Denmark, the land of Vikings and minimalist design, wearing masks in public is expressly prohibited. Forget the carnival masks, the elaborate costumes and the mysterious disguises. In Denmark, the rule is clear face showing, always. The law, created to combat violence and prevent protesters from hiding their identities, ended up restricting the revelry of many people. Imagine this. You're there, ready for carnival, with your impeccable costume and a mask to envy Batman. Suddenly, a policeman appears and stops you from enjoying the party because of your mask. It's enough to drop your jaw, or rather, your mask. The justification? Ensuring public safety and preventing malicious people from hiding behind masks to commit crimes. But what about the fun? What happens? Apparently, in Denmark, order and security come before revelry. So, if you're planning a trip to Denmark, you'd better leave your mask at home and enjoy the party with a clean face. Attention, lovers of skin art. If you're planning a trip to Iran, it's a good idea to keep your tattoos hidden. In the Persian country, tradition and religion dictate the rules, and tattoos, considered immoral and even satanic, are expressly prohibited. The justification? Maintaining the purity of the body and avoiding the influence of Western cultures, considered corrupting by religious leaders. The ban is so serious that even tourists can get into trouble. So, if you have any tattoos showing, it's a good idea to cover them up with discreet clothing or wear bandages to avoid embarrassment. After all, no one wants to be mistaken for a devil worshipper in Iran, right? Attention moviegoers! In Germany, popcorn was once considered persona non grata in cinemas. During World War II, popcorn, a symbol of American culture, was banned from German movie theaters. The measure was intended to boycott American products and strengthen German nationalism. Imagine this. You're there, watching a suspense movie. The tension is at its peak, and you without popcorn to comfort you. Fortunately, the ban has been lifted, but the trauma apparently remains. To this day, in some regions of Germany, popcorn is not sold in cinemas. And to close our list with a flourish, get ready to know a law that will leave you speechless. In Singapore, the city-state known for its impeccable cleanliness and exemplary organization, chewing gum is considered a crime. Since 1992, chewing gum has been banned from Singapore. The measure was intended to combat litter and vandalism. Imagine this, you're there, strolling through the spotless streets of Singapore when you feel like chewing gum. Suddenly, a policeman appears and fines you for committing an illegal act. The ban is so serious that even importing chewing gum into Singapore is prohibited. So, if you're a fan of chewing gum after lunch, you'd better kick that habit before boarding for Singapore. After all, no one wants to get arrested over a piece of gum, right? So guys, did you enjoy our trip through the world of bizarre laws and unusual customs? Which one of these bans shocked you the most? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Thanks guys. See you next time.